Hello, today I got the opportunity to play a new game in early access. It is called Showrunner. It is a TV studio tycoon, a little different than the games I've been playing on the channel, but I'm still a huge fan of this genre and I was excited to be able to take a look at it. So let's jump in. So the first thing you do is create your show. Being that I've been playing a lot of Victoria 3, I called my show Victoria, made it a historical drama, and then you pick your contract. There's a few different providers here. You can tell some of them are based off of real world contract holders for TV shows. You have different payment terms. So far, all of them are one season for 10 episodes, but I think that's going to develop as the game goes through early access. And next up, you pick your staff. Have to start with writers, have access to only the most basic staff at the beginning with low stats, and each of these stats affects different parts of your show. There's plot, drama, comedy, action, and others as well. So your writers can influence what is written into your script. So at the beginning, you only have enough money to start with one. And then you can also do script research to add more elements that you can work into your scripts. Next up is creating your characters. Each show has to have its own characters, and you can create so far main and support characters. I like that you can custom name characters, but I love that there's a randomize button because I absolutely hate coming up with my own names for characters in games. I know some people love it, but it's just one thing that always bothers me. And each of your actors, just like your writers, has different stats that affect how they can contribute to different parts of the show. They have their own class, which determines what they're good at. They have their casting on the right, which aligns with how well they fit the character archetype. And they also have personality. And the personalities of your different staff and actors, there's for each type, there's a personality that meshes and doesn't mesh as well, and that can affect their chemistry and how well they do going forward. You can also customize the look of all your characters, which I think is also cool if you get really into that. I know some people love to do the roleplay aspect. You can create another character, and there are different combos between characters as well. One I found here is that if you have a hero and a villain character who go together, then that combo creates some extra drama, I think. It increases your drama rating for each episode that they appear in together. And next we get into the actual process of making an episode. So first you assign a writer. If you have more, you can assign up to 3. And then you can pick a theme for your season. You can add up to 4 per season, I think. Here, I unwisely spent all of my character points first, so I wasn't able to add a theme. Character points are your green points, and I believe purple are your script points. And those themes give you bonuses. Now here, as you're actually writing the script, you can pick from the elements on the right. And one thing that I learned going through is that these have a cooldown. So if you use all of your good ones on one episode, especially because we're making a drama, so you're looking for the script elements that are high in characters, high in drama, high in plot. If you use all of those up at once, your next episode, you might be left with only some that are heavy in comedy or something that's not as relevant. And then you can assign your characters. You can have, for where I was in the game, you could have up to 2 main and 2 support. And there you can see there is the combo that you get for having the hero and villain together. And with that, it starts actually writing the show. You can see some of the points popping up on the writer there. If you ever played Game Dev Tycoon, I think it was by Greenheart Games a while back, had a PC and a mobile version. I really enjoyed that one. It's a similar setup to that where you can see the points being added to your script as it goes through the writing process. Next, you can assign a director. I had to hire a director here because I didn't have one on staff yet. Similar to the others, they've got their own personality, their own archetype that affects their stats. They also have fame and wages. Each character, I guess I should say staff member, has that as well, and that affects how much they want to be paid, and a little bit, I think, how much interest there is in the show. And then you hire crew to actually make the show. You can have up to 3 working on it, but then for now, I still had just 1 being early in the game. And with that, you assign your crew, and it starts filming. And you can actually see it in the studio being developed. Your characters will be talking to each other. You can see points popping up from your director, from your crew, from your actors. And you'll get messages about your studio leveling up, which increases how many staff you can have, some of the equipment and rooms you can have. Everything improves over time as you gain experience making the show. Then after it's done filming, you have to get an editor. And of course, for, episodes after the first one, you already have an editor, so you won't have to go through the hiring process. You can just use that same editor. An interesting thing with the staff is they do level up over time and their stats improve, but you can also fire them and replace them if you just want to get a better one. And you can do more expensive but also better staff searches as you continue to level up your studio. And through that editing process, you can again see the points added. And there you go, you have your review. Show interest increases over time. Ideally, if it's good, you get reviewed based on how well the points you have for plot, characters, drama, action match up against the archetype of that show. And you get a 0 to 5 star review. That increases your the money you get, ideally based on the contract, what your contract terms are. You also get paid based on how many viewers you have, and some other elements as well. And another thing that becomes important as you go through the game, you can actually upgrade elements of your studio, customize the look as well. You can upgrade everything from your sofas to your whiteboards to computer and camera equipment. That gives you some extra bonuses, and can also improve how much your staff is rested, improve their experience gain, and give you some bonus points for your scripts. This becomes more important as you get later in the game. You can actually build some new rooms with dressing rooms, hair and makeup, other things like that. One of the things that I think holds the most promise in this game is the character system. As your characters go on through the series, they get more developed. You can start to add traits to each individual character. And some of these are adjusting the character a little bit so that they fit the actor better and fit within that actor's range. Other ones are flat bonuses, such as adding extra drama to each episode or adding extra experience to the actors around them. And as you start to, go through season after season of your show, you could start to really build up a cast of characters that complement each other well, that give you the right bonuses, and can help develop each other too. So it's a really interesting ecosystem to create there, and your audience gets attached. Some characters will get more popular, some characters will get less popular. The audience can get upset if a more popular character isn't featured in some episodes. There might be some characters that are disliked and you need to let them go. So that's a really cool take on it that I think hasn't been seen as much in the Tycoon genre. So all in all, I'd say this looks like a pretty cool early access project. I enjoyed playing around with it, but being early access, you can tell it's early access. The game isn't finished yet. The devs say they're going to add some new features, some interaction with other studios, more changes over time, some more complex mechanics that make the game develop a little more as you play through it so it doesn't get repetitive. There are already some nice quality of life features in it. My favorite one here is that the game automatically pauses when you open up a menu, being that it's one you want to probably run on full speed most of the time as the episodes are just developing. Already having QOL fixes like that in the game is nice. I'm excited to see where this one goes. It's actually fairly inexpensive. Looks like it's only $9 on Steam right now. So yeah, if you're interested in this kind of thing, if you're the kind of buyer who's willing to jump into an early access game knowing it's not finished yet, this one's definitely worth taking a look at. If you're going to wait for the full game to release, the Steam page currently says 12 to 18 months in early access before they're planning a full release. So thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hope you enjoy this game and have a good one.